Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And what a beautiful day! Yes, what a beautiful day, and what a beautiful view I have here. Yes, you guys and girls, come on, get out. Put away the excuses. Tomorrow's the weekend. What is your excuse then, right? I understand when people have to go to work and they got, responsibilities, but what is your excuse when you're not working to get out? There's times that we got to make ourselves do things that we don't want to do, and it's good for us. So getting out in nature is one of those things that is good, very good for you. Eating healthy is very good for you, and it is a struggle to eat healthy, believe me, but Starlight is doing better than she thinks as far as her eating habits go. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. You can give this video a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget, don't be afraid, don't be shy. Swing by and say hi by leaving me a comment down below. And also you can check out my playlist. Plus, don't forget, you can share my videos. And I was watching out here, you could share my videos with your family or friends. Some hawks, they were out here. I don't know what their beef was, but they were doing something out here, making a lot of noise. And besides hawks is, let me see, a bobcat. Yes, you could share my videos with a bobcat. And you can also check out my playlist and follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Plus, thank you, all of you who have recently subscribed, or the ones that have been here, when I started my YouTube channel. So I thank all of you out there who have been there from the beginning, or even just joined me. And this is where you can come and feel welcome. This is a family here of people that are about peace and love, and nature, so, you are welcome. Starlight doesn't care what skin color, what language you speak, as long as you understand what I'm saying, that would really help. So anyway, today we're going to talk about people that are pretending. They're pretending. Have you ever met, I know we all know people like this. I'm just going to show you how beautiful this is. Before I go too far, I want to just show you, Starlight loves taking pictures of flowers and all kinds of animals and plants, and you name it. Starlight's always taking pictures. But look at these beautiful flowers. I don't know what these are, but those are beautiful. So anyway, do you have people that are pretending? It could be your family members, it could be in your family that they're pretending. There could be people, that you hang out with that are pretending. It could be people that you really believe, you actually believe that they are your friends. And it could even be strangers, people that you really don't know, that you're out in nature, or out in public areas like a park maybe, and you might have some people that come up to you and, they're just pretending. And we all go through this in life. It could even be your kids pretending, that happens. And what are they pretending? They're pretending that they're there for you. They're pretending that they care. They're pretending that, I'm looking out for you. I'll tell you what, you better really protect yourself, out there with these kind of people out there. And like I said, it could be anyone. It could be your family members. It could be your mom and dad. Are they pretending? Just because they have that label, mom and dad, or even grandpa or grandma, it don't mean that they're innocent and that they never do anything. Believe me, there's a lot of grandpas and grandma that abused their children hang on, Starlight is doing something here, multitasking. But just because somebody has a label, you know, even police departments, you know, police officers, you know, doctors, let me see, nurses, oh yeah, people at the church building. I say building because a lot of people that, you know, been programmed through the church, they believe that everybody's got to be in the church building. I'll tell you what, if it's corrupt, Starlight's not there. And so Starlight is not there. Starlight's not there. So do you have people in your life that are pretending that they really care for you? And this happens a lot. You know, you could have people that, hey, I care about you, and they could ask you, you know, nosy questions, and you got to ask yourself, why are they asking the questions that they ask you? It could even be people on your social media, you know, people that are not being real, being fake, and they're just pretending that they care. And you see right through them like nothing, you know? It's like, I see through your shit, you know? I know, you know, by the things that you say to me, and the words that come out of your mouth, and what you're doing. You're not my friend. You're pretending to actually act like you care about me, where really I look at your words, you know, somebody could leave you a message somewhere, and I see the words that you use and how you're using what you say. You don't care about me. You want to pretend. You know, there's people out there, they do this. They pretend, hey, I'm looking out for your safety. I want to make sure you're safe, Starlight. No, you give two shits about my ass. Don't pretend to me, because I you know what, I'm one of the chosen ones, and I can see through your shit. And you know, sometimes I have to be a little disgusting here. So, you know, like, do you ever eat corn? Well, I'll tell you what, when you eat corn and you go to the bathroom, yeah, you could see you could see that corn right, you know, through that shit. So yeah, so don't let these people in your life, you know, if you are aware that they're not being real, why are you spending time with them? Why are you wasting your time with these people that you know that they're not real? You know that they don't care. You know, they want something from you. They want to take something from you. And, you know, you got to be really careful of these kind of people, is people that are pretending and leaving you messages. And, you know that I know why you're leaving those messages. You want to, especially if it's messages that other people can see, you want everybody else to see these messages, not just Starlight, is that you want other people to see and to control and to manipulate other people, and to try to control and manipulate me. I ain't got time for that kind of nonsense out here, you know. So don't, you know, if you got people like that they're setting you up for a fall, those people don't give two shits about you. So you got to really protect your energy, and don't give energy to those kind of people. You don't have to write to those people. You don't have to respond to those people. You know, is ignore those kind of people. They don't care. They say they care. Whoops, sorry, Starlight's gonna go this way. They say they care, but the energy never lies. And that's what you gotta, you know, just because somebody says with their words that I care about you, I want to make sure you're safe, but you could read through their bullshit, you know, that they're not being real with you, you know. And don't let them in your headspace. You know, say, you know what, I see through your shit, and I'm not letting you in my headspace. I'm not saving space in my head for you to enter in my headspace. You don't want, you know, you got to let those people go. You got to let those kind of energy vampires out there that are just trying to seek to destroy. They're not out there to love and support you like they claim that they are. You know, what kind of things are they saying to you anyway? What is it, positive stuff, or are they, being negative with their words? And that is why you got to be cautious the kind of people that you even give any kind of attention to. And like I said, it could be your family members. Are they playing head games with you? Are they friendly when you got money? I definitely went through that where, I might not hear anything from them, but, when they ran out of money, or they knew I got money, from my paycheck, or when I got paid, or, then they're around, where that's the only time they show up, or that's the time they call, is when their funds are running out. Maybe they don't work, and maybe it's government money they only get, and so near the end of the month, at the end of the month, you can guarantee that person's going to call me up, and they're going to give me the blues. But is it really helping these people out, by always giving to them when they're just out to take from you? So you got to really protect yourself and your energy, is that there's people out there that are out there to seek and destroy. They're not here to be your friends. You don't have to pretend with them. Be real with them. Let them know that, hey, you know what? I see through your shit. I see what you're doing. I see the words that you put out there, and I see what you're trying to do. You know what? It's all going to backfire. You have no power over my ass, and you don't give any power to these kind of people out there in your life. People that are out there just to take from you, to destroy you, to hurt you, to wish you evil. Those are not anybody that you want in your circle. I don't give two shits if it's your mom or dad. If they're out just because they have that label of mom and a dad, it don't mean shit. What kind of mom and dad are they really? It could be your brother or sister. Just because they have that label, it doesn't mean shit. What kind of brother and sister are they for real? Even, wow, I'm looking at this is a long, Starlight isn't ever sorry. I'm looking, there he is. That's a long one. So yeah, you gotta really be mindful of the kind of people that you have in your life, and what kind of people do you have in your circle. In this time of the year, all the time, you have to protect your energy. These people, they don't care. I'm going to mention a quick story really quick, is that there are people that have unclean spirits. If you don't know that, then read your Bible. There's people that say they know the Bible, and I'm not saying I know the Bible inside and out, but I read my Bible enough over and over again in a year, reading my Bible. Yes, there's unclean spirits out there. There's people out there that just want to destroy and hurt you, and which they know. These kind of people out there, they know if you're somebody that's been working on yourself, they don't like the light. They love darkness. They don't like the light. They despise the light. They don't like when if you're out doing work on yourself and helping other people, their energy, they don't like that kind of stuff. And so I've had this more than once happen to me, is there's those, you might see bathrooms destroyed and stuff like that. These are the kind of energies I'm talking about, is where they got unclean spirits or demons inside of them, and they're walking amongst us, and where, they go in I just seen this last night as I went to McDonald's at night, and bam, they can sense, there's something in these people that know, where you are. And I've had people, I left things at a park before, and I was like, yeah, I'll leave this at this park, maybe somebody could use it, because I had to get rid of stuff in my car. And so Starlight will leave like goodies out somewhere, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this, And so Starlight left something that somebody else could possibly use, and the item, I didn't actually use it what it was for, but you could use it for that. It was a disc holder with a case, good condition. I just actually used to put all my cleaning products in there for body, my body and stuff, like shampoo and toothpaste or something like that in there, just to hold stuff like that. And some person or demon or unclean, a person with unclean spirits, they know without even seeing me put it at the bench, that they destroyed it. They actually ripped it apart. I was like, I didn't even know you could take it apart, but they did not like that Starlight was in that park. And they will have like fits, and stuff like that. In the Bible, there's Jesus that dealt with the legions of unclean spirits or something like that in the Bible, where he had unclean spirits in him, a whole bunch of them, and he was naked outside, and people were afraid of this man, because they saw what he was doing. And so if you go around town and you see a lot of crazy messed up stuff, or they, it could be other reasons too, because if people go on drugs that they really should not be doing, that can really cause them to do some crazy stuff, or other reasons that people could act like that. But you need to protect yourself from these kind of people. They don't love you. They don't care about you. They're the ones that are waiting for you to fall. That's all they're waiting for. So protect your energy, and it doesn't matter. It could be your kids. I'm serious. It could be your kids. But I love my kids. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Just because you have kids and they grow up and now we still call them kids, even though they could be 30 years old. You might have to let them go if they're, like just taken from you and using you, and that they're out to destroy you, ruin you, do something wrong to you. Is that you really got to let these people go. And I know you care about them, and it's okay. It's just that you don't need them in your space. Those people, don't save any room for those people in your headspace, because they don't care and they're out to take from you and destroy you. So this video is to remind you, is just because you got people and you might call them your friends or family or whatever, it doesn't mean that they're actually good for you to be around and spend time with. So be mindful, is to protect your energy from these people, that they could be on Instagram or YouTube or wherever. Is what kind of comments are they leaving behind? What is behind what they're saying, and why are they saying what they say? And you got to really question that. So pay attention if you see, even if you go and check out a YouTuber, and I've seen this many times with somebody else that I watch on YouTube, is the comments that people leave behind. Is it of love? Are they trying to fill you up with fear and trying to get you afraid of this and afraid of that, and trying to control you and tell you what to do? Don't respond to those people. Let those people go. So don't even focus on those people. Don't even put them in your headspace. So anyway, I love you, is that you really do. There's people, they're pretenders. They pretend. Their words don't mean shit. Just because somebody says, hey, I care about your safety or whatever, I'm concerned about you. You know what? That don't mean squat, really. Show me that you really care about me. Show me, because what you're showing me right now, it doesn't show me nothing. It doesn't show me that you care about me at all. So you got to really be mindful of the kind of things that you see out there, no matter where it is. It could be online somewhere or with your family members. Is you don't need to put up with that kind of stuff, and don't respond to those people. Really let go of those people. I can say to let go of those people, but you're the one that's got to let go of them. You don't need those kind of people, because all they're going to do is take from you and destroy you if you let them. So let those people go. Release that kind of energy out of your body, out of your being. And I love you so much. So watch out for the pretenders out there pretending that they care when they don't. I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give my videos a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you all. So, if you read comments, or if you get somebody that's saying certain things to you, you know what? Have good judgment and say, you know what? I see through your bullshit. Get out of here. Really, I don't need that kind of stuff in my life. The ones that you want are the ones that are really true and dear to you, and they're the ones that are, they got your back, not with a knife, and they're there loving and supporting you, and it's not just words, they're proving it every day. So those are the kind of people that you really want, is that they're not just to take from you, they're there to help you out and love and support you. Those are the ones, and it's not because they said so, it's because they're doing so. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Peace. Wait, love, light, and peace.